Hey, I wanted to share something with you that Lord just kind of put in my mind, gave me this visual illustration of something, and I know it's of the Lord because I'm not a real imaginative type person. So I know when the Lord gives me like a visual of something, I know it's really from Him. I did a lot of driving this past weekend. I'd gone up to Pennsylvania for my little brother's wedding, and the areas where I was driving through, just breathtaking views, just breathtaking. But there was at one point in my journey where I was just kind of going through mountainous area, and I was at the top of this, and just mile after mile after mile of looking out on this scenery that was just gorgeous. I mean, I was at this area where the colors were at peak, the leaves were at peak, and I could see these little towns all below, and it was picture perfect. I'm a puzzle. I like to do puzzles, and to me it was like, oh, that is like the perfect puzzle, looking at these and just town after town. And then I found myself, as I would kind of make it down the mountain, I would realize that now I'm driving through those towns that are similar towns that I had been seeing from afar. And I'm just going to be honest with you, as I was driving through those towns, though I do love driving through little old towns and stuff like that, I was noticing something. I was noticing that the houses didn't look quite as picture perfect up close as they did from far away. And I was noticing that because it was located to the Susquehanna River area, I noticed a lot of remaining damage from many floods over the years. I noticed a lot of like just devastated and abandoned buildings, and just, building, house that just really did not look picture perfect. And I realized that as I was driving through these towns, I was in the valley of these beautiful mountaintops. And the Lord just kind of struck me with something. That, you know what? When you're going through the valley, and oftentimes just life feels like the valley, all I can see is the devastated places, the ruined buildings, the ugliness of it, the abandonedness, the after effects of storms that have come. And it's not attractive. It's not beautiful. It's nothing that you really want to be a part of. But it's when you can come up to the mountaintop. And this is what I see as God's view of my life, that valley I've been in, or just the valley of life. And He sees it all as this beautiful picture, puzzle perfect picture. And the Lord just showed me then, Deanna, there's going to be things in your life that are ugly, that are hard, that you would want to have nothing to do with. But my view on those things is a picture perfect view. It was just a just beautiful lesson to me that God gave me. So as I thought about that, I realized that my brother lived in one of these towns. So it had a little more quaintness to it and had a little more beauty to it. But I asked him, I said, David, when you're living in that town, does it feel like you're living in this beautiful picture perfect place? And he said, no way. And I realized that while we're living in it, it doesn't look beautiful. It doesn't look picture perfect. But we have to remember that God's view of our life is the view that we must take. We must have His perspective on our life, His focus on our life, how He is looking at it, and realize that everything He is allowing in our life, and even orchestrating that doesn't look or feel beautiful, is beautiful. It's all good. I could throw out so many scriptures to you that back this concept up, but I'm just going to kind of leave this illustration where it's at. I'm just thankful that the Lord gave me that view of what He is looking at on my life and what He is looking at on your life, because some of you right now are only being able to see the ugliness. Right now there's so much going on, and so sometimes it takes, like my husband does for me very often, pulling back and getting a God perspective on the things in our life. And it's beautiful. It's all beautiful.